What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a breakdown for the weekly reset this Tuesday, August 6th. And it's been a weird few days given the news that's come out of Bungie regarding layoffs. And as we've seen, that has reduced the communication regarding some items with the weekly reset, but also Bungie's Twit updates and things. So it's an odd one because this week we should be getting the mid-episode update that brings a bunch of sandbox changes. But additionally, we've got the launch of Solstice of Heroes. The assumption is that all of that stuff will be going ahead as planned. I would expect further communications from Bungie this week, so we'll have to see. But on top of that, for the reset, we've got other updates to mention, the continuation of seasonal content, plus we get all of the featured activities like raids, exotic missions, playlists, and key unlocks for the week. So we'll cover it all in the video. But before we get into it, guys, today we're going to talk about Extra, who is our sponsor for the video. And Extra produced some awesome wallets and accessories. Famously, they invented the first trackable wallet, which has become part of their identity across the range, including for their neat Parliament wallet that they sent out right here. This is half the size of most conventional wallets, but it's still capable of holding more than 12 cards as well as cash. And what I love about these is that we can get hold of any card at the push of a button, which definitely makes life easy when you're on the go. Plus, it has a cash strap as well as extra storage space built in with RFID blocking technology, which stops thieves from stealing your data wirelessly. And the quality of the leather is top notch, but additionally, Extra have these incredibly cool finder cards which can be paired to your phone and popped in the back of your wallet, and we can call these directly at up to 300 feet away and it will actually ring out. So if you lose it, it's easy to locate down the side of the sofa or under your car seat. But equally, finder cards have precise location tracking via the Apple Find My network, so you can track it anywhere and it'll even notify you if you're separated from your wallet, so you'll know it's missing before it's too late, which is immensely useful. On top of that, on a single charge, the finder card has up to 6 months of battery life, so Extra products are incredible quality, and during their summer sale, you can get up to 30% off by using code XHoundishX in the store. And so I totally recommend you do that. All of the details are in the description box below, and thanks to Extra for sponsoring the video today. Now though, as we get into the Destiny stuff for the week, firstly, it's worth mentioning that the Act 2 story component for Echoes is now concluded, so we won't get any further kind of quest steps for the story or additional content introduced, but Act 3 will begin on August 27th, so we'll get new activity content, the continuation of the story, season pass ranks, mods, and more. In the meantime, however, of course, we should be seeing Solstice of Heroes for the year. Now, I've made a video preview of the things we currently know about Solstice. Bungie haven't actually spoken about it in depth. The assumption is that the event will be pretty similar to what we've seen in the past, but we do know there is the introduction of a new weapon, which is a void bow. Of course, there is also new armor which Bungie have showed off. Otherwise though, for activity content, we assume Bonfire Bash will still be the main thing. Then there'll be the event card, the upgrades, cosmetic items, and all of that stuff. But if you want a slightly more in-depth look at Solstice, I'll link my preview video down below. The other component, of course, is the mid-season update or the mid-episode update. Bungie have got adjustments planned for Threaded Spectre, as well as Swarm Grenade. We have spoken about these recently as well in a separate preview, so I'll additionally link that below. We should be seeing an increase for Twilight Arsenal and Hammer of Soul damage versus bosses and mini-bosses as well, and then the buff for Tex Mechanica Scout Rifles by 30% in PvE. There are some additional weapon components there as well, and of course a buff to the drop rates for exotic class items. The source itself hasn't changed, but we should be able to farm them a little easier, so there's all of that, as well as the Brave Weapon attunement that Bungie plan to bring back, which will now be housed at Zavala. So that's the mid-episode update, and again, the strong assumption is that we're still getting those update changes this week, but I'll keep you posted with it all at reset. Next up for this week's challenges though, there are only a handful, and we've got finely tuned to acquire the perfect pitch ritual weapon. That's the SMG that we can pick up from Zavala, Shaxx, or the Drifter. Plus there's Fleeting Glory to complete Crucible matches in the competitive playlist, and we get bonus progress for wins, mid-range calibration to get hand cannon, glaive, auto rifle, fusion rifle, and machine gun kills, and there's bonus progress again for defeating Guardians, and finally Cosmodrome activities to complete bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors on the Cosmodrome. Then of course for the Pale Heart, we should see the normal weekly reset, a new co-op mission featured, as well as the reset for the Salvation's Edge, and Excision, and all of the associated rewards. Then for the weekly Nightfall, we should be seeing PsyOps Battleground on the Cosmodrome, and the featured weapon, at least according to the schedule, is the Preastian Axe Bow. We didn't get the Next Week in Destiny card on Friday, so we are actually having to rely on the rotations here, so hopefully everything will be correct. When it comes to the featured raid and dungeon content though, we should see Garden of Salvation, so it'll be nice to have that loot pool entirely farmable for the week. And the rotation also says Pit of Heresy should be the featured dungeon. Then in the Legends tab for the featured exotic mission, this week it should be Presage, which can drop Deadman's Tail of course. You can also farm out any upgrades and additional rewards in that activity. Plus keep in mind that there will be an Eververse store, probably filled with Solstice related things, some of them available for silver, and a handful available for Bright Dust as well, but I'll keep you posted with that at the weekly reset on Tuesday. Our final bits of the rotations here though, and initially we've got Dares of Eternity, where we should see additional drops from the Rotation 1 loot pool that includes the Scatterhorn and Wild Hunt armor sets, as well as some world drops from Season of the Hunt, Worthy, and Forsaken. Then for the featured Lost Sectors this week, for Tuesday, we should see the Broken Deep in the Pale Heart, which will be able to drop Combined Action, Last Foray, Parabellum, and Old Sterling as random drops on completion, as well as Exotic Engrams of course. Then, for August 7th, we'll get the Blooming Deep on Pale Heart, which can drop the Geodetic, Glissando 47, Heliocentric, and Mikado 45, but that's followed by the Forgotten Deep, which can drop Crux Termination, Nox Perennial, PSI Hermetic, and the Rossarago on August 8th. From there, the Legendary pool does reset, but August 9th will be Perdition on Europa, August 10th will be Bunker E15 on Europa, and then we'll get Concealed Void on the 11th, followed by the Conflux on Nessus, for the 12th. Our very final mention though for the Dreaming City and the Ascendant Challenger this week will be the Keep of Owned Edges, which is found via Harbinger's Seclude. So if you want to know the location for that one, we'll run some gameplay at the end of the video, but for now that's everything we have to break down for the weekly reset. Once again, I would expect some more communications from Bungie this week, on top of the updates and potentially new content with Solstice of Heroes, so we'll see how things pan out, and as always I'll be keeping you posted. Once again, it's certainly been a weird few days, so let us know how you're feeling. I'll keep you up to date as we get more news. But if you've enjoyed the video today and found it helpful, a rating below really helps us out on the channel. Plus, get subscribed and I'll keep you posted. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in as always, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.